All right, I see some of you jumping on here. We're going to give it a few minutes for everybody to join us. This is the class we're doing next. It's DP1764, Find the Happy Life. While we're waiting, I'm just going to put our special out here again. Also, the special for this weekend is this free kit with a $30 order. There's no code needed. It'll automatically add it when your cart hits $30 before shipping. What's this cute kit here?
What's it say on it?
It says, "Summer kisses the salty sea with hope and sunlight and waves of glee." It has some starfish and shells on it. I mean, because most everything we do revolves around travel, because we hardly can keep Patsy home. So if you log into your account, Daubers again in this class, add them to your cart throughout the day, and when you hit $30 and checkout, it'll automatically add this free kit to your order. So that's our special. This is our next class that we're doing. We'll give it just another second here for people to get on and find us and join us. Oh, we've reconnected. Okay, thank goodness. I think we're back. It did the waiting for signal. Usually if I wait that out, and sometimes it's like at the very first of 2 of our classes, for some reason it does that. Gotta love Facebook. But so those, Patsy was just showing some new colors we have for Daubers. We have these 2 different color sets on our website that you can add to your cart. Okay, I think we're about where we were last time with watchers. So I'm going to go ahead and get this set up here. We're super high tech. We got to walk around the thing to get all hooked up here, and we've got a paper box holding down our camera stand, but it works.
Usually.
Usually. I'm sure there's a better way to do this, but this has worked for us, so we're just going to keep doing it. So with that being said, if we ever lose signal and we have to start over, just refresh your page until you see a new video with a live signal, a live icon on it. We will get back on there as soon as possible, so just keep refreshing your feed until you see us show up with a live icon on it. Okay, I think you're good.
Okay, while we are getting started, go ahead and open those kits up, and we are going to do just a tiny bit of cutting, but I want to explain something. If you got one of these in your kit, that's Garage Mary is up to Monkey Business again. It's a little finger caught, and she does this a lot. So if you ended up with one, she will send you a prize, and that prize, she's not here this weekend. She sneaked off to California to visit her granddaughter, but these are the prizes that they're so cute. If you got one, let her know, and she has it marked what kits they're in.
Email us at customer service at shopquickquotes.com to, if you got one, to claim it. Don't post it in, I mean, you can post it in the comments and celebrate, but I'm not promised that I will remember to check that. So you need to email customer service at shopquickquotes.com, and if you have one of those, and Mary will get your prize.
Right. And this is a little 2026 tear-off calendar. Oh my gosh, super, super cute. It stands up on its own. So if you are a lucky winner, Garage Mary will get you out a prize. she's got 3 prizes. There's one that looks like this. Super cute. Here's yellow and springy. Anyway, sometimes people freak out a little bit wondering how that got in there, but that's why. That's exactly why. Okay, we are going to get started on our Find the Happy Life kit. And there is a little bit of cutting, not a lot, but first of all, we do want to trim off. I'm going to move all my pieces off. Trim off the labels off of your background pages, and your background pages are the stripes. So let's do that first and have it all ready to go. If you just tuned in, just go ahead and trim off the labels off of your background papers, which are the striped papers. And then you have a white paper that's 5 inches by 10.5 inches. And if you get lost, it says right here on the top, that's where all of our cutting instructions are. Cut the 5 by 10.5 white paper into 3 pieces that are 3.5 by 5. So it's already 5 inches wide, so you're just going to cut it into 3.5 inch sections, so you end up with 3. And that's all we really need to cut with the trimmer. Put it away.
So Deidre just said she signed up for York.
She moves around. She's a mover.
It caught me off guard. I'm like, oh.
You going to York, Dee? It's a fun one. It's very fun. Okay. If you're doing York, you should go a day or two early or stay a day or two late because it's Amish country and it's so beautiful there.
We did that last year, and we went to Gettysburg and stayed, and our hotel overlooked the battlefield graveyard, and I was a little bit creeped out by that, but we did the ghost tour and stuff at night. It was good. It was fun.
Yeah, it's so much history there. It's worth staying a day or two and playing. So anyway, we're going to, this is our page 1. We're going to work on this, and it has a little a big hidden tag that we're going to add here. So let's get busy and go ahead and work on page 1. So I'm going to move my pieces out of the way here. Okay, you have this little frame, and this is basically going to end up being your pocket. It's 9.5 inches wide, 8.5 tall, and it is going to glue on to, and keep in mind this is a pocket, so you're only going to glue the left side, the bottom, and the right side, and you're going to glue it onto your page 1.25 inches up from the bottom of your page. And I'm going to measure that because everything else kind of goes along with this first measurement, okay? So 1.25 inches up from the bottom of your page. Now the chalk ink colors that, again, we have lots and lots of colors in there, lots of teals, lots of oranges, tans, yellows, all kinds of colors in there. The colors that we suggested are Dragonfly, Harvest Moon, and Desert Sun. So when we get to do the little flowers, these little polka dot flowers, you have the little blender, and then we're going to do, there's an order to this. So I would kind of stick with a yellow color, then an orange color, and more of a tropical blue or aqua color, Baja Blue, any of those. But if you use the Harvest Moon, Desert Sun, and Dragonfly, you'll be in good shape. And the reason is we have one blender, and we're going to show you how to use it on all 3 pieces. So this frame, which is not going to end up being a frame, it is our pocket. So glue it, leave the top open, because we have to tuck our tag, big tag down into it. You're going to add adhesive on the right, the bottom, and the left. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. And again, I'm just going to tack mine down because I already have a sample. So 1.25 inches up from the bottom. And I hear a train in the... Inch and a quarter up from the bottom, sorry. 1.25 inches up from the bottom. And Stephanie Johnson, you have just won a train prize. That was a fast one. It must have been an Amtrak. Okay, 1.25 inches up from the bottom of your background page. So again, don't glue the top, just left, bottom, and right. Okay? And really, you're not going to need to chalk this one up much because if you can see right here, all it shows is just right here at the top. You could chalk top of that if you want, and just a little bit at the bottom. Doesn't hardly show at all. That is basically just your pocket where this big old tag is going to tuck back into. And this tag then is accessible from the top of your page protector. You can leave it sticking out just a little bit like that, but you can take it in and out that way. Okay, and you have a 1x12 white strip. And that's 3¼ inch down from the top of the page. And again, this kind of needs to be in 3¼ We can't just eyeball it and glue it because everything else kind of depends on this measurement. So 3¼ Go ahead. Three and a quarter down from the top of the page.
For the York Private Reserve, I just had the massage lady email me, and she's back on board to do chair massages again this year, also for a small
nice.
fee. So
Nice. Sign me up.
yeah. And then we also have Melanie and Brenda joining us again.
Oh yeah,
It's been a couple of years, and
we got news that
we're
those 2
super
girls are going to
excited.
be back helping us. They are so much fun, along with Karen from Manchester, and Robin. I think Robin's from Pennsylvania, right?
yeah, Robin's close there
Yeah.
too.
So
And Brenda and
anyway, it's been a while since we've had Brenda and Melanie. They're always fun. They always cause a lot of trouble, but they're all a lot of fun. Maybe it's me that causes trouble. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that that's not actually the.
Okay, get your white piece on. And then you have a yellow piece, and this you could chalk up a little bit because you will be seeing the edges of this. It's going to go up here in this space across the top of your pocket, kind of evenly spaced in between the top of the pocket and the top of the white paper that you just put on. Try sun bleach on this just for fun. Sun bleach would be another good color for your flowers that we're going to do in just a little bit. And I think she chose Desert Sun because it has a little bit more color to it. So you have a 9.5 long yellow strip, 1/2 inch wide. I think it's 3/4 wide actually. And it's going to go right here. Again, it's in between the top of your tag and the top of your white. I have to share with you too, my daughter who is with me here today is Breezy, and she's an amazing realtor, and she has been awarded the, tell me, there's lots of words to that, so.
John L. Scott President's Gold Award and top producer in my office for last year.
Along with running Quick Quotes, she has won this fabulous President's Award, so we are so proud of her. She's such a hard worker, and so if you're in the market for a house, give her a
In
call.
Washington. I'm only
In
licensed
Washington. In Washington. In Washington, yeah. Okay, and then the final strip, well, the final strip for the top anyway, is stripes. And it's a little 1/2 inch piece that's also 9.5 inches long. Again, a little ink on the edges of this would be good, and if I was going to ink my edge, and I would get my little box out and do it that way. It goes pretty fast. Okay, everybody has a orange piece, and I believe it's 6 by 12. And it's going to go onto your page 2.5 inches up from the bottom of your page. And basically when you get it on, it's only going to show about 3/8 inch or so of your white paper up here, of your white strip. Okay, so it is on 2.5 inches up from the bottom of the page. So it will look like this. Okay, so if just the left and right, actually just want adhesive on the left and right edges here. Left and right edges. So this has to stay free, okay? This needs to stay free of adhesive. So on your white, just adhesive on the ends. Adhesive free there. And on your orange piece, also just on the end so that your pocket is usable. Okay, see there? Okay, now we have the 3 white papers that we cut earlier. And you're also looking for 2 teal and 1 orange. And when we mat things with white, sometimes we leave it completely white. Otherwise, you kind of lose that crystal clear, sharp white color. If you chalk up the edges of your white, sometimes it just blends in with the front of your mat. What I will say though is we will chalk up the edges of your mat, and just for fun I'm going to try fresh green grass just to see what it looks like on this teal. And actually that works pretty good. They're a little bit different color tones, but when you put them together, it looks good. It just blends right in. So I use fresh cut grass on the edges of that. Dragonfly is the one we suggested, and that one is really pretty. Looks like this. Baja Blue is another one that would work well right there. So chalk up your edges, get them tacked down onto your white mats. And on the orange, I would use the Harvest Moon or even Mango Mai Tai. And once you get those chalked up and glued down, and while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and trim out the quote that says, "You do not find the happy life, you make it." So you can trim it out with the scissors, or you can use your trimmer. Be sure and cut it out along the light gray line, because that's, you're going to use white, the white part as also as part of your banner here. And then cut your little V shape at the end. And then once you get your photo mats all put together, they're ready to go onto your page. So just separate them evenly across. And trim out your, got your little V shape at the end of your banner, if you're going to go ahead and do that. And if you're not there, that can wait until at the end. The banner will go here. So once you get your photo mats on, if you don't have time to cut out the banner right now, that's okay. We can do that at the very end. We will go ahead and put together our big tag that tucks down into our pocket. So for those of you in Michigan or Michigan area, we will be back in May, Mother's Day weekend on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And we have like 16, something like that, classes that we'll be doing throughout the weekend. I'll show you those in a little bit.
There's 8 different ones.
8 different
Not
ones,
16
right.
different
So we spread them out a little bit so that not everybody can come every single day. So we spread them out a little bit so we teach them, I think, each of them twice throughout the weekend. Also, if you are going to a CK convention, what are those? Can you read them on there on that door right there, Breezy?
Yeah, so CK conventions are St. Louis, St. Louis, April 17th and 18th. The Novi Mega Meet is May 7th through the 9th. Houston, Texas is July 17th through the 18th. Lancaster, PA is July 24th and 25th. And then Mesquite, Texas is August 14th and 15th. And then we'll also be doing a one-day in Lebanon, Missouri at the KISS scrapbooking event. So those are all on our website under events and workshops. Shopquickquotes.com, and then click on events and workshops. You can see all of our schedule there. We do not do the CKC ones. A to Z Scrapbooking out of California does those. They teach our classes and carry our product at those. So you won't see Patsy's smiling face there, but you will see Viv teaching classes.
Yeah, and as soon as we're done with this class, I'll show you what those are. There's some fun classes. Okay, so let's, and this is super quick. Let's just go ahead and put together our tag. So you have a big white tag, and we needed that out of the middle. A lot of times we do this so that we don't take one whole sheet of paper to get one little piece, because that's going to be covered up anyway. So basically you're going to chalk up the edges of your paper. And I found that the ones are just slightly smaller than the original. And so that means this is just slightly too big. So if that bothers you, trim off a 1/4 inch across the top of your paper, okay? And then it will fit perfectly. Not a big deal at all. I just realized that though. Okay? So chalk up the edges of your striped paper, and you can use just about any of those colors that you choose. Glue it onto the front of your tag, and then you will add a little dot, a little yellow pearl dot at the top of your tag. Then that can be tucked right down into your pocket. Okay, so now the fun part. So we need our little blender, and it came in a little package. This is your little teardrop blender. And because we wanted to show you 3 different colors on these flowers, there's a little process to it. And we only have one blender. It's doable. So what I want to show you is, if you look at these flowers, some of them have a circle in the middle, some of them have a square, and some of them have a triangle. And that tells you what colors you're going to use, okay? So in the middle, in the center of your flowers, there's different shapes. There's circles, there's triangles, and there's squares, okay? You also have 2 circles that have lots of little holes, and this is your stencil. So what happens here is you're going to use one stencil for your yellow, which is your desert sun. You're going to use that first. And then you're going to use the same blender and then dip it into the orange, which will be the Harvest Moon. Okay? And they all coordinate to one of these, either the square, the triangle, or the hole, the circle. And then you're going to use it right over the yellow, because that won't bleed through. And then you're going to use the other end and a second little stencil, and we're going to use the other end of our blender. Okay, so that's how that's going to work. So get out your 2 circles with all the little circles in it. Get out all your flowers. Get out your little blender tool. Get out your Dragonfly, Harvest Moon, and Desert Sun inks. And the newer your inks are, the better these little guys work, okay? Okay, the large you know what, and it doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter which ones. I'm thinking it doesn't really matter. We want to do the yellow first, which will be the Desert Sun. And I just want to make sure I'm telling you the right So we want the pieces with the triangles cut out. Let's start with that. I move the circles over here and the squares over here. We have 3 flowers with the triangles cut out of the center. So you need a scrap paper. And we'll start with the bigger one. And remember, it's the 3 pieces that have a little triangle in the center. We're going to lay our dots, circle with the dots. You're going to get your Desert Sun. What did I do with my Desert Sun? This is it. Oh, I got it. I think I'm good. So now you're going to use the rounded end of your little blender and dip it into your Desert Sun and adding this little circle with all the circles over your largest, or any of yours that have, there's 3 with triangles in the center. That is your stencil, and get lots of ink onto this. And then you will just go through and add dots to these 3 flowers, okay? Just be sure and hold it in place really solid so you don't have oddball little circles on your flower. And then if you want to see what it looks like, hang on to it nice and tight, lift it up from one edge, and you can see that we have some pretty little dots on our flower. Oh my gosh, that's fun. I love that. So you have 2 more little flowers with triangles, and I think these 2 little guys will fit underneath all at the same time. It will. So go ahead and do the two little ones. Putting plenty of ink on. And holding it down nice and snug. So you have nice crystal clear dots. So remember, you're going to use the same round end on the next set of dots, because we will use orange, and orange will blend right in with this yellow and make a totally different color on the next set. Oh, those are cute. Oh my gosh, those are fun. I haven't really even done this. I knew that I watched Stacy do it when she designed this. Okay, so we have done that. And let me see which one's the next one. Okay, you want the 5 pieces with the circles cut out of the middle. So get rid of your squares for the moment. You have 5 pieces with circles. And now we're going to switch out our color so that we are using a Harvest Moon. And again, remember that you're using the same end. We're going to mix this up. This won't matter. What we need is a fresh end for the blue when we go back to add the green or the blue circles. Okay, so there's your largest one with the circle in the middle. Go ahead and lay. You can turn this over if you want, but I don't think that it's really going to matter, and I'll tell you here in just a second once I get. I love these little daubers. They make such smooth, perfect transfers when you're doing stencils.
I'm gonna link the daubers in here again also.
And just remember to hold it down nice and snug so that your dots are perfect. I have used up my and I'm going to get out another orange too, just because I've just about used up my Harvest Moon completely. This one's fall leaves. So again, if you are using an older ink, you're going to have a harder time getting it to, the older inks blend really well, but sometimes it's hard to get enough onto the blender in order to get nice sharp circles. Okay, there we go. There's the orange. Cute! Okay, let's find all the rest of the flowers with the circles. Let's go ahead and okay, I'm trying the sunset here just to see what happens, and it's a brand new one. So see how much more clear those dots come out when you have a brand new juicy ink. Isn't this fun? They come out so pretty. Okay, there's your sunset. That's a pretty color too. So I have 3 more flowers with circles in the center. I need to get those all done. And then all the flowers will be totally done for the whole entire project. I could do this all day. It's like brainless activity that you don't have to think.
Well, meanwhile, I'm over here reminding myself why I have to do real estate, because I'm paying my credit card bill from our vacation.
Oh yeah, we did just go to Costa Rica. We stayed at a villa that's owned by a friend. We rented it through VRBO. And it was wonderful. If you ever need and it has 10 stars always. Is it 10 stars or?
I don't know if it's,
But
some of them are 5, some are 10. Anyway,
Right, but whatever she has, it's the best. And it was just so relaxing. Most of our family got to go. We've been looking forward to that for 2 or 3 years now. Okay, I have one more. But if it's on VRBO, it's called Casa Tropical, and it's out of Capos, which is down in Manuel Antonio. So much to do, so much to do. And we didn't even rent a car because it was so cheap and easy just to have the guy that took care of the villa to just call somebody and they would come get us, and it was $10 or $15 just to run, go to dinner or whatever for a bunch of us. It was amazing. So if you ever need that, look on VRBO. It's called Casa Tropical. Okay, now I've got all kinds of inks open here. I guess I'll clean them up, my mess in a little bit. That's what I do. I clean my mess up after I'm done when the pile gets way too big. Okay, now we have squares left. So really all we have left is the dragonfly. Let me see what else might work. Yeah, dragonfly is a good one for this because it matches that. So I'm going to try it and see if it's too old, then I might grab a new one. But I have all the ones with squares now. Get your brand new circle with the holes. Use the other end. Okay, use the pointy end. Doesn't matter which end really you choose to use. I usually use the rounded end and hang on to the pointy end, but we're trying to make one work for the whole thing, and really it's doing a pretty darn good job of that. This is one of my favorite colors, as if you don't already know that by my kids always say, okay, Mom, probably don't need to put another pair of flip-flops on this page. Well, I just wait till they leave and I put more flip-flops and seashells on. This actually works slick. So you can see one dauber will go a long ways. It is just nice, though, really to have a whole pack of 12, and you can change colors on every single one. And, okay. Oh, that's pretty. Look at that one. Look at those. Those are so pretty. Okay, I'm going to go back. We've got 5 of the dragonfly color that we're going to do. Okay, how's everybody doing? Are you having as much fun as I am at this? Seriously, I could do this all day. Okay, I have 3 more with the dragonfly color. Baja blue would be another good one for this. 2 more. The square. So when you get the stenciling done, you're only halfway done with your flower, but really now all we're going to do is layer them up and add a little yellow dot in the middle. Okay, that's my 4th one, and this one is my 5th one. Okay, there they are. So you can save these little guys here, these little stencils. They're fun to, you could add it to just a plain page if you want, but I think I'm going to toss mine because I'll just get a new one. Okay, so basically we're going to layer the flowers. There's no rhyme or reason to layering these either, so test it out a little bit and just see what you like. You need to have 5 sets. You have 3 sets that have 3 flowers, 2 sets that have 2 flowers. So go ahead and mix and match. Okay, there's one set.
Charlotte on here says her friend might be getting these pages when she's done. She loves them so much because they're her son's wedding colors.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that would be pretty wedding colors. So layer them up in whatever manner that you choose, and like I said, there's 3 of them that are supposed to have 3 layers of flowers, and 2 of them that have 2 layers, and that works out pretty close, okay? So it doesn't matter what size if you just start with the biggest one in the back and start layering those up. Glue them together and set the 2 aside that, so if you can look at page 1, there's your 3, and page 2 has 2 layers. So once you get those all stacked up, glued together, then you're going to add a little yellow pearl colored dot in the middle. What time is it? We have about 10 minutes left, so that's enough to finish up the flowers. And I think I'll give you a couple of minutes layering those up, gluing them together, getting your yellow dots on. I probably should put my lids back on. I got all excited stamping all that stuff, and my lids are not on my inks. And you know what? Once you're done with these, actually, before you glue these together, we usually, and you don't have to do this, but take a second and just go ahead and add a little more color to the very tips of each flower. We almost always do that, and I forgot they were so pretty all by themselves, but you don't have to. It just does differentiate the little petals just a little bit from each other. So once you get your dots on, if you want to just add just a little bit. So you can see we did that on these, just a little on the tips of each petal. Yeah, it does make a difference. Okay, so go ahead and take a few minutes and get your flowers assembled. Then I'm going to, basically once you get this little piece on that says, you do not find the happy life, you make it, then you can see where your little flowers go, your little yellow tendrils, those will go on last. And this one is pretty easy, and I think I'm just going to start walking you through that while you're putting your flowers together. I know that takes a little bit of time, but I'm going to just lay this out just a little bit. So on page 2, you have a white banner piece that goes on here. You have orange, teal, and orange mats, and then on top of these mats you have little white mats with holes at the bottom. And again, these can be chalked up a little bit because they are on the front. And then you have a big white mat, a big orange mat, a couple of little tags that you have a piece of ribbon you'll cut in half, tie at the tops of your tags, chalk those up a little bit. Your last 2 flowers go here. And the only other thing that you need to do on this is you have another tag that tucks into this pocket. So when you go to glue this pocket down, make sure you leave the top open, okay? Or this mat down, leave the top open. Just left, bottom, and right. That way your tag can tuck down in there and you can access this from the top. What I will tell you also, though, this is the original, and this one, for some reason, again, I think it got shrunk on the laser machine, but it's just a tiny bit shorter, and it fits on there perfectly. But if you wanted to trim just ever so slightly a little bit off the top and bottom, it might fit a little bit better. Totally up to you. Then you add a little yellow rhinestone. This tucks down into the top of your large photo mat on page 2. And you're done. So I think we've covered just about everything, and then you're going to have about a half an hour to finish putting some things together. While you're doing that, should we show them what the convention classes look like? Or did you have something else?
I mean, I just have things here. I have the June live event.
Yeah, that's
show
fine.
or Club Q.
Oh yeah, either one is fine.
Okay. So this is the one where you're going to have to make the joke and the disclaimer about the one layout.
Oh yeah, they're making fun of me here because okay, we have another event coming up on June 27th, Facebook Live, just like we're doing today. 4 classes, 6-piece paper pack, quotes and phrases, free shipping. You'll complete 8 pages plus prizes and more for $74. So We only have 2 of these finished at the moment, and they're travel theme. We may have one more travel theme, but another one might be more of a summer theme, or both of them might be summer themes, but at least 2 are travel worthy. And this first one says, seek adventure, explore the world, discover the unknown. Look at this. This is all brand new papers too. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Look at all the suitcases and all the little frames. Okay, and then so here's my issue. I turned this in last night so John could get it onto the website and get pictures. Well, I did northwest, southeast. So I think I'm going to have to switch that out. It should say north, south, west, east. I got it backwards. Anyway, lots of little passports. This says, I love adventure. Lots of little arrows and little embellishment pieces. And then the fun part, this one houses a little book. And then on the inside of that, you have more spaces. There's a place for pictures, another place for pictures. And then it all goes. See, all these are spaces for pictures, and then it just closes up like that. Another spot for pictures. Okay, so we do have some fun things coming up for the June event, so be sure and sign up for.
Linked it in the comments on this. You can find it on our website at shopquickquotes.com and click on online events on there. And then you can also see this event. So if you are just kind of watching along and you hadn't actually ordered this event, you can still get it. You can get this package of things, and we can ship it to you, and you can go back and watch the videos if you want to. These are all $74, and that includes free shipping. So you get 4 double-page layouts, a bonus paper pack, and then free shipping with it, and then all-day classes. Patsy teaching you classes all day long. So you can find all the information about that on our website. We'll have the rest of the pictures up there once they get them designed. But this is what we've got for now. So get signed up. We only have a certain amount of kits for these events, and you don't want to miss that. Last year, our June one sold out, I believe. So
Yeah.
you'll want to get signed up early for that.
So we will get busy and finish the last 2 kits for this. Get them up on the website, hopefully next week, so that you can see what's coming. So it is now 11:30. We will start again at 12 o'clock
With which kit?
with Collect Beautiful Moments.
So, and I am going to tell you that if you order this, and you order other things this weekend, order this on a separate order. It doesn't qualify for the free kit because it's an event, but if you're ordering other things, this is not going to ship till June. And so anything on this order will be held, and it will not ship till June. So if you're ordering other things, make 2 separate orders so that we can get you your other goodies now, and then this will be held to won't be shipped till June.
Okay, we'll see you back in just a little bit at 12 o'clock.